Hi, this is Chad from BioBreakVNC, and we're here with the Rift. So please start us off by telling us basically what the game is and where you are right now, and then we can go into character creation.
Okay. All right. Hi, I'm Morgan Lockheart. I am the Defiant lore lead for Rift, and we're here showcasing our newest patch, our 1.3 patch, and we're going to be releasing a giant new raid zone, which is going to feature 10 new bosses. We're also launching guild banks. We're launching free character transfers once a week between different servers. We're also going to have a whole new set of collections that you're only going to be able to see if you have the Quantum site on the Defiance or the Omen site on the Guardians, and a whole bunch of other little fixes that you'll be able to see in our full patch notes when they come up. Yeah, we're just here trying to spread Rift to anybody who might not have seen it, and also talk to fans about what they've been enjoying, you know, what they might want to see in the future, and also just give them a peek at what we're working on.
Great, so tell us a little bit about your characters. Are there going to be any new upcoming characters, or maybe just go over the particular characters you have now?
Okay. Yeah, so the... actually, sorry, I'm going to pause 1 second. Do you mean player characters or NPCs? First, are you like in the story, or... Those are our two-player factions. The Guardians are the chosen champions of the gods ascended to help defend Talara from the Bloodstorm. The Defiants, on the other hand, have ascended themselves using technology. And so as you go forward, you're going to be both clashing with the other faction as well as the members of the Bloodstorm who are trying to invade Talara. So once you've made a major faction decision, you're going to have to pick a race. On each side, you're going to have a choice of 3 races. On the Defiance, it's the F-Humans, the Bami, and the Kalari Elves. And then on the Guardians, you have the Mythosian humans, the Dwarves, and the High Elves. And then after that, you're going to pick your class. Rift is a little bit different, where you don't have to pick a really specific class when you start. You pick one of 4 basic callings, either the Cleric, the Mage, the Warrior, or the Rogue. After that, you're going to be collecting subclasses and using those to create your own class, basically. And then you're going to be able to create up to 5 of those that you can save at any given time and be whatever role you need to be in any particular moment. If I'm playing my Cleric and I went into a dungeon as a healer and our tank drops suddenly, I can switch to my Justicar spec, which is a good tank role, and I can assume that role if I need to. And maybe we have a mage and he could take over healing as a Chloromancer, and everybody can switch up roles in the middle of a dungeon if they need to. And that's one of the things that's so great about Rift.
So tell me, what is your favorite element that makes Rift distinct from all the other MMOs?
Well, I've already babbled about the classes, which I think are awesome, so I'll talk about our dynamic content. When you go through Rift, you're not going to see the same thing every time, because we have multiple layers of dynamic content that are constantly interacting with the world, with the static content, with other dynamic content, in order to create the landscape. At a very basic elements, we have rifts. Rifts open up throughout the world, an indication of this planar invasion that's happening. And those rifts, if not taken care of, spawn invasions. Invasions sweep out across the land, and they establish footholds. And those footholds can be in the quest hub, where you want to sell your stuff, and you want to get more quests, and so you have to clear them out. Sometimes these will take over entire cities. In Shimmersand, for example, Fortune Shore can become a hotbed of the Earth, the plane of Earth, if not taken care of in our major zone events there. So that's what I really like, that it's always changing, and that, you know, I really love the dynamic content, and I especially love when the dynamic content interacts with dynamic content, and I see the plane of Earth has established a foothold, but the plane of water is coming for it and trying to make its own foothold there, and you have this 3-way battle when I come in and I'm fighting both of them and they're fighting each other, and it's really fun because it's always different.
Could you tell us what you have for casual gamers versus hardcore gamers?
Yeah, we have a huge array of content types. You can quest all the way up to 50, just doing solo quests if you want to, and also interacting with our minor rifts, our minor invasions. On the other hand, you might also get swept up in these major zone events that happen, and even if you are a more casual player, you'll find it pretty easy to interact with these major events because of our public grouping system. You know, if you enter a melee where suddenly there's 40 other people taking on this Colossus, you know, you can just hit that public group button and suddenly you're a part of the action, and then when you're done you can go back to questing, or you could just go to another part of the zone where maybe it's not going on. We also have collections. Those are great for explorers, anybody who loves looking through the mountains, and we have a bunch of puzzles you can find if you explore, a bunch of little Easter eggs like that, crafting, and then, you know, our content ranges all the way up through 10 and 20 man raids, and also expert dungeons that you do at endgame to gear yourself up for those raids. So for the more hardcore players, we have a bunch of raiding content, especially once we have Hammer now in this new patch. And then for PvP players, we also have Warfronts, another one of my favorite things. We have 4 separate maps that allow you to engage in PvP games cross-server with members of the other faction, and I'm trying to think. I mean, there's more. There's all kinds of stuff to do, but I mean, as you can tell, there's stuff for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to walk us through a little bit of the game dynamics and kind of show us? Great.
I've been here watching this event that's been happening that we're launching in 1.3, but I'll take us out into the world a little bit so that we can see some of the content that you're going to see most of the time. So I'm going to use a mount that is actually a reward for this up-and-coming event, something you can get as a rare drop. He's pretty awesome, though. I'm also actually going to switch specs real quick because I had switched into this other thing to show someone. I'm going to go to this Justicar. This is a tank spec. It's actually not the best for solo, but because I'm over level in its own, I'm also have some GM commands on. I'm not too worried. But here's one of those rifts. Here's an Earth Rift. As I enter the Earth Rift, I see what the current objective is. It looks like we've advanced it to a boss phase. Probably me showing other people this rift. And so as long as once I've defeated him, if I had been doing this in the moment, I would have had a timer. And as long as I had defeated that timer, or defeated him at the end of the timer, I would have advanced on to a new stage of the rift. But because this one's been sitting here for a while, this is actually going to close the rift once I finish it. Unfortunately, I don't have a ton of damaging abilities. Partly because this guy's been remade all day as we've been setting it up to show other people things. Well, anyway, I'm going to sneak through this. There we go. So as you can see, once the rift's been taken care of, it pulls back from the sky. That's me getting loot. But then you can watch as the ground will actually start to go back to Talara. All of this Earth touch will recede because the plane of Earth's energies are no longer affecting Talara. It takes a little bit of time though, so we might not wait. We'll go on and look at some other stuff.
I've also heard a rumor that at some point we'll be able to go into the rift. Could you confirm that?
No comment. No comment, unfortunately. I have no comment on that one. For now, you're just going to have to present yourself to fighting the rift here on Talara, defending her as you were meant to do. At the end of time, if you were defiant, and by the hands of the gods if you weren't. Here we have an example of a foothold, and these are a couple of invasions that came here and established this foothold. Pretty well defended, so I'm going to move on. Is there anything else specifically that you'd like me to show? No? I'll jump into camera now real quick then. For people who already know and love this game.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to show us the game and really